Hello and welcome to an analysis of the G2 Esports vs Exodus match in the Rlcs. Start out with a kickoff goal where Overseer clearly wins that, and Latino then wins the 50-50 against Garrett, and Overseer again winning the 50-50, and Crow just with a beautiful hit. We will just see quickly again. You see Overseer with a pass off the backboard and Crow already up, ready for it, and putting it at G2 Esports have a great offense when they really want to. And here with 3 minutes and 30 seconds left, we see Overseer with a great play where Jared doesn't come quickly enough up for it and gets a good shot onto goal, but Turtle is of course back because of Exodus' great rotation, and sadly for G2 Esports they can't be up because both Pronovi and Latino is back for boost. And in this next clip we see a great pass from Overseer. It's actually starting up with Pronovi passing up to Overseer. Overseer just almost getting to Pronovi, but Turtle then gets a free net out of nowhere, and right in a second you will see why. It's actually a brilliant play by Moses. If you look, I've slowed it down just so you can see it up in the corner. You see Moses bumping Latino away from defense, so he cannot get to this ball at all, and Turtle then just ending up having a free net. A brilliant play by Exodus. Here in the next clip we see a great clear from Turtle to Moses. It's something that Exodus does extremely well, and this time Turtle managed to finish it up just in the top of the net. While G2 have 2 men stuck in the corner, O0 go from boost and Pronovi just doing nothing. But those clears by Exodus are brilliant, and we're going to see more of them. And now we see a great play by O0, a great pass and play, firstly a fake, and then a great pass to Latino, who really should have put it in but just reached the back wall wrongly. G2 have really been great offensively in this match so far. Quickly we move to the next goal where Turtle really gets another great clear up to Moses, who gets some pressure on Pronovi, who gets a terrible touch because of the pressure, and Jared just with a beautiful touch into the goal. So in the replay right here you see how bad of a touch Pronovi gets it to the side and right in front of Garrett instead of up the field where it really should have been. So Exodus just being cynical in this game. So I think that G2 really did well in this match was the kickoff meta. They really got a lot of chances out of it, but Exodus' defense was really good. Right here you see Pronovi almost scoring, but Turtle getting back to just save it in time. Not much else happened in this match, but right here at the end we kind of see some of the reason why G2 is a bit of a worse team than G2 Esports. Right here you see both Latino and Overseer going up for it. Overseer kind of taking the shot away from Latino, and Latino then gets out of position. Exodus got the win in this first game, and it was mostly due to their great rotation, concentration, communication. A bit better in everything than G2 Esports really. Also more cynical when they finally had the chances and put them really well onto goal. And so on to the next game. It's game 2 and G2 picked Wasteland. A bit of a surprising pick, but if they feel like they have an advantage on it, then it's definitely a good pick. But let's move into the match. Unlike the last match, G2 didn't score on the first attack, but it's close because this is going to be a goal. Notice the 2 men in Exodus' goal, but Pronovi just with a brilliant pass all up over all of the goalkeepers, and Turtle kind of being positioned weirdly because he's of course expecting a softer hit by Pronovi, but Pronovi gets a great hit, and Latino just puts it below the goalkeepers. Brilliant attack by them. But right at the kickoff, it already goes wrong for G2 Esports, and Exodus kind of get the first goal off of the kickoff. Right here, with a great shot from the Turtle, but a terrible save by Pronovi. I don't know what he was doing. He should really have been able to put that into the corner instead of almost putting it into goal. I think it would have gone in if Turtle hadn't hit it there, and you just cannot do that on this level. And quickly afterwards, Exodus gets another great goal chance. A great save by Moses, cleared away by Turtle, into a great contest by Turtle, into a great contest by Moses. But G2 should really have been able to put it past, I think it's Osu, yes it's Osu, he should really have brought it past Moses. He had lots of time to choose another place on the map than just on Moses, but that Moses dunk is just great. And his next chance to Turtle, a great dribble up the field where Latino should have really attacked that better than what he did. He should probably have some 1v1 training. But you just gotta save those because Turtle almost scored to 3-1, and it had been really hard for G2 to score in this game. But let us quickly move on to what is probably the play of the game at least. This is such a good play by Genesis, winning that contest against Over0, and Moses just sending it upfield, but that back pass right there onto Turtle almost getting the rebound, but Garrett is able to finish it off, places it beautifully in the corner. It's great, and you just see the pass almost following it up and pulling defenders. Impossible almost to deal with from G2 Esports. Okay, I know I called the other goal right before the best goal of the match, but this is probably it though, because of that pass by Latino to Over0 up to Pronovi. It really seemed rehearsed, and I think this is why I picked Wasteland, and there's just nothing to do for Exodus, one of the best defensive teams, and that's just beautiful. So right after, we almost see the same play from G2 Esports, but this time Latino just misses, and for some reason Pronovi right here chooses to drive into Latino. I don't know what he was doing, but it kind of messed them up defensively. And Garrett managed to get the dunk on Latino on the way back. That kind of just sucks. There's not much to do about that. Great read by Garrett though. So we see a really good kickoff here by G2. What we're going to see one better later on that actually works. But the quick kickoff from Over0 out to Pronovi. Exodus not able to deal with it really, but they got a counter because Latino took a way too big of a chance, and Turtle managed to demo the goalkeeper, but nothing comes of it because Moses isn't able to get it over the good defender. And right there, a terrible play by Exodus. Probably one of the few mistakes I've seen in this match. Okay, so for this next goal, it seems like Exodus is really warmed up now, and they're really on it. Look, they got 3 touches there in a row. Actually, they're going to get 4 touches in a row without G2 touching it. They tried to contest all of them, but none of them they managed to, because Exodus was just so quickly up front, and that's just a brilliant goal because of that. Good job, Exodus. So at this point of the match, it seems like G2 is really broken. Behind 2-5 and almost 2-6 there. Moses almost get a goal in the end, and G2 just not able to do anything. Look, there, Exodus is just quicker on everything. But let's take a quick look at the stats. And the stats really show that Exodus really showed off for this match with 11 shots in goal and 5 saves. Maybe only 2 assists, but they still played well together on the rotations. G2 a bit lacking. You can really see their weaknesses in this match. Exodus is also just a better team right now than G2. But with 8 shots, that is actually pretty decent, but only 2 saves, that's just not enough. We have to pull out more saves than that. So get on in G2, but let's move on to the next match. Okay, so for the third game we are in Mansfield, and we are going to see a great kickoff by Pronovi here over to Latino, who you can just see up in the top of the corner, and he gets a good shot off the back wall. OCU should probably have been there, but he wasn't, but he still managed to keep it in. And Latino right there with a great back pass to Pronovi, who should have put that in. It's such a big chance, especially against Exodus. And this is what happened when you don't score on your chances. Moses with a great clear, OCU with kind of lackluster of a clear, and Garrett is just amazing in this match. That placement of that shot. But you see right there, OCU with a weak touch that should have been all the way to the corner, just at least to prevent Garrett from scoring that. Okay, so let's just take a quick look at this again, because OCU actually does something pretty smart in my opinion. He tries to clear to the left instead of the right, because he knows that Garrett and Moses both expect him to clear to the right. So as you can see, they are both kind of cheating over to the right now. But he just gets too weak for touch to really being a great play. But it's a great thought. But sadly for him, Garrett is just on point in this game, and he of course scores it. In this next clip we see why Exodus defense works so well. Always have 2 men on the line, always go for the line. You can see Turtle just cheating up for the line. and going up for that ball, even though 0 got the dunk, they still cleared it because of that 2 men always on the line. It's just beautiful. But after this, we see Pro with a really good chance. He passes it to himself and makes a brilliant touch, but just not in. But you can really see that Crow, he is a brilliant attacking player, and they should really be able to score more goals because of him. In this next clip, we're going to see Lachinio making a good play by going up the wall, hitting it very softly, and then trying to pass it into Konovi. But this actually leads into a counter attack for Exodus, which they are also very good at, and almost a great shot by, I think it was Garrett. And right here we have another counter attack by Crow and OC just not managing to read the wall, I mean. And then again another counter attack, a counter attack on a counter attack, and Garrett almost putting that in. Such a good shot placement, just a bit unlucky. But that's just what Garrett does in this game, he's playing so well. But let's move on to the next clip, where we see G2 finally breaking that in the defensive rotation. Turtle with a fine dribble, not that great, but this play by Moses in a second is really good. I really love his 50-50s, he's so good at getting into it real well, and it presses G2 completely down. Right here we see Moses not having the angle, but then instead of trying to shoot on goal, he tries to pass it back to Garrett, and Garrett is just a monster in this game. Such a beauty. Look at this. Moses with the back pass to Garrett completely draws out 2 defenders, and that's a goal, of course. So right after that happened, Exodus scores another goal. And right here I don't understand why G2 doesn't go for a quick kickoff. They can do it, and they really should do it every time. At least as long as Exodus haven't read it. But instead Exodus wins the kickoff and they score a goal. A bit lucky by Turtle. And in this last couple of seconds of the game, Garrett, he begins to hear voices in his head. They're saying, "Finish them!" And of course he does. With another beautiful goal. Just a great pass off the back ball to himself and just a nice touch into the goal. But yeah, this is the end of this match. Let's go and look at the stats. I feel like this third game was a lot closer than what the stats actually show, or at least scoreline shows. Because I feel like G2 was a bit unlucky in this game. They probably could have scored 1 or 2 more goals than what they did. But Exodus was just on point this game and they were quicker to the balls. But let's move on to match previews. Let's start with G2, who of course were at a LAN, but I don't think that really made a difference because they didn't play any better the week before. They actually played better this week in my opinion. This of course being the second week of the Rlcs. But I still feel like G2, even though they've played together since the first LAN, I know OSU came at the LAN first, but they should have more trust than what they have in themselves and in their teammates. To really let their teammates do what they can, because they're not bad. They're worse than Exodus, but they are not bad. They make, Konovi especially, I think he makes a lot of defensive mistakes, where he just doesn't get the right touch on the ball. And I don't know why, because he's clearly great at Rocket League. You can see that in some of his offensive plays. Konovi, as you can see on my stat screen here, he had 2 goals, 1 assist, 3 saves and 9 shots. And you can see, I feel like he should at least make 1 or 2 more saves in the games. But he had a lot of shots, and that is why I feel like he should be the first man every time on the team, always trying to challenge the defenders if he can, and going for those great shots that we know he can do. O0, on the other hand, I feel like he sometimes lacked the ability to read the game, especially when it goes quick. And as you can see, he didn't score any goals. That's not really his job in my opinion. But he made 2 assists, which I feel like he's got some good assists in the game, and he should really be trying to be the second and third man at all times in the game. He had 1 save and 5 shots on goal. He should have more saves. And shots on goal, I think that's decent for him. But let's move on to Lachinio. I feel like he was a bit anonymous, even though he scored 1 goal, which is one of the 3 goals that G2 scored, and made the most amount of saves for his team. which shows me that he was the defensive player a lot. And I personally would probably prefer OSU to be the third man more often than Celtino, because he had some great touches at the time. And I feel like they should try and do that. But overall, G2, I really feel like they should really, they have a great passing play sometimes. You can see that they have practiced some plays, and they should try and take advantage of that even more than what they do. And I feel like that would help them maybe win a game or two, maybe 3 games in the last 2 weeks of the Rlcs, and maybe they can then make it to the LAN and be great, because they're of course the LAN boys. But let's move on to Exodus. I really don't have a bad word to say about Exodus today. I don't think they played defensively great. Their rotation was so spot on, always with the 2 men in goal, and that really stopped G2 from scoring any goals. And they really look like they feel comfortable in the team. I also feel like they have been playing together for a while. I can't remember when they formed, but I feel like this was the same team that played in the first Rlcs. And they also played real well there. Just not that they just didn't show up at the LAN, sadly for them. And they just have so much trust in each other. But let's go over the team. I feel like all of them have great clears, but especially Turtle. He really made a lot of great clears. He also had a great game. You can see with his 6 goals, his 2 assists and 4 saves and 11 shots on goal. That's the most out of any of the players in the game. And he just played well. He did nothing wrong. And so let's move on to Moses, who I feel like was the most anonymous out of all of them. But I feel like he had a really good 50-50s. He reads the game so well, and so does all of the team. So he isn't really like the weak link. He's just the worst out of 3 amazing players, in my opinion. And you can see he only had 1 goal. He had 3 assists though, which is the most. And he had 5 saves, which is again the most. So he was just mostly the 3rd man in the rotation, and that's absolutely fine. And so it's fine that he only has 4 shots on goal, when you can see that he is able to make the other 2 really great, really shine. And Garrett, I feel like, especially the last 2 games, he was just a monster. He really came alive, and it was just a pleasure to see his shot placement. It's so great. He only had 4 goals, but I feel like it's mostly because he doesn't show up in the first game. Where Turtle, he really carried them. Kind of carried them, and for the 2nd or 3rd game, Exodus was just all over G2. He had 2 assists, 2 saves, which is fine for him, and 9 shots on goal. And that's of course because of Moses always being the main back, and you see Garrett often being very aggressive, and Moses, he will then go back, or even Turtle, when Garrett, he is so aggressive. So overall, Exodus just owned G2 with 11 goals, 7 assists, 9 saves, sorry, and 24 shots. That's amazing. And G2 only had 3 goals, but all of them assisted, which is great. They have some good team plays at times, and they should really work on them some more. But they make too many mistakes again. And finally, they had only 8 saves. They should have made more saves. Exodus had more saves, even though G2 had less shots in goal. So let's just finish with the play of the game. Bye bye.
Over0 over to the side. Turtle misses that one. It's Garrett gets a bump onto Kronovi, which buys some space for Turtle, who pops it high. Virginia is there. They keep this offensive going. A great setup by Over0. Can Kronovi finish in the top corner? Oh my goodness. G2 looking great.
What a play by G2. You see in this corner Over0 waiting, and the way that he positions his car on that wall, he's using that slight angle inside and just jumps.